Remind me to change batteries after this.
Okay.
You had it, remember.
Change batteries after this?
Yeah, after they've done it, not before. So this is...
the Squirrel and the Thrush.
Yeah.
From Russia.
Take one. Hello there, Egil. So how are you doing? How's life treating you today?
I was just sitting out here getting a bit of sun on the old bod.
Oh, we're inside though.
That's probably why it's not giving me a tan.
Yeah. I give you a tip. Whenever you want to sunbathe and get some sun, always sit outside, Egil.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, we just noticed that the camera people are turned up.
Are they?
Yeah, there they are, look.
Oh, right. Hello, camera people.
It's Bob. Oh, Bob.
Bob.
Bob. Everybody's got a friend called Bob.
Yeah.
I had a friend called Bob once. His name was Jonathan.
Alright.
Now, the other day ago, I met a trader. He was dressed funny and he had a funny accent and he said he came from the east. And I bought these weird, strange nuts from him.
Norfolk way.
No, a bit further, I think.
Oh, I know those. No, I served in the Varangian Guard.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
As a youth?
Yeah, many years ago.
I've got me thinking about my squirrels and how they eat my nuts.
Yeah, well, they have those kind of nuts. They're pistachios.
I love pistachio nuts.
Yeah.
I'm addicted to them.
But anyway, talking about squirrels, as we weren't, when I was out in Rus, I remember hearing this story. It's called The Squirrel and the Thrush.
Well, sit down, get a drink.
Okay, Bob. Not there. Oh, don't do that. Anyway, come with me, if you will, through the rivers and forests to a land called Russia, where snow comes and the people are tough. And in one village, somewhere in Russia, I don't know where, a big crowd gathered outside a rich man's mansion.
Oh.
Why? Why are all these people there? I'm glad you asked me.
Yeah, why are all those people there trying to eat my nuts?
Oh, well, they'd come to see a squirrel. And this squirrel was in a revolving cage. And it was running as fast as it could. And the cage going round and round. And the squirrel going nowhere.
Squeak, squeak!
Now, a thrush sort of sat on the branch, stood looking at it.
What's one of them you don't know?
It's a bird.
There you go.
And it said, "Hey, what for you are doing running around like an idiot?" And the squirrel stopped a minute, wiped its brow with a spotty handkerchief and says, "Let me tell you, I am so busy hard at work, I have no time to eat, I have no time to drink, or even breathe. I work very, very hard."
He's a hard-working squirrel.
And the thrush got its wing under its beak and said, "Look, yeah, you may do that as you say, comrade, but you're still outside the same window. I'll see you, Nazdrovia," and off he flew. And the squirrel went back to running round his circular cage.
Oh.
And that is the story. Hashtag fairy tale?
Well, hashtag folktale, perhaps.
Hashtag folktale.
It's not really a fairy tale, well, it does have a happy ending, does it?
Yeah, well, it does for the thrush because he flew away.
Yeah.
Still.
That's very interesting, that, Egil.
A lot of stories from Russia.
We do plan to tell more.
Okay, well, I'll tell you something in a minute.
Go on.
I've been reading Achibi's book, Things Fall Apart. There's a story in there about how the tortoise cut its shell shape that way.
Oh. You have to tell that as a story.
Nigerian.
Oh, there you go. Perhaps you could do it as a special channel milestone.
Well, I can tell you the story now if you like.
Well, go on then.
In Nigeria, where the sun shines and the people play.
Have you been there?
No, I haven't.
Would you like an invite?
If you're invited.
There you go.
And the tribespeople tell stories of their creation and of the animals before man could no longer hear their voices. And it so happened the tortoise was looked on as a very devious character, something like we look on as foxes. and the birds,
Oh.
many and exotic as they were, said, "We're going to have a feast." And the tortoise says, "Look, I could come along there, mate." "Why? Where do we trust a word you've got to say?" And as soon as I mention the word tortoise, people get to, "Well, I'll change my name." "What's that?" "All for me." "All for me? That's a new one." "Okay."
That ain't for me.
And the birds plucked feathers from each of them and made wings for the tortoise. And off they all flew. And the children saw, "Look at that tortoise." "It's not a tortoise, it's a bird." Anyway, there was a feast set by the great god of creation. And there were yams, there was bread plant, there were all kinds of food and palm wine by the bucketful. And the great creator said, "Who is this feast for?" The tortoise says, "All for me." "All for me." Ah, he's done it again. The birds were disgusted, but the tortoise sat and he ate and he ate. He ate and he ate, flinging bones over his shoulder, snuffling into jellies and custards, and all manner of food.
Bacon.
And he sat there, round Tom, and belched. Burp. And the birds had what was left, which wasn't much.
The scraps.
And they said, "We're going to punish you." "Oh yeah, what are you lot going to do?" said the tortoise. "We're going to pull your wings off so you fall to earth." And they gathered round him. Now, as you know, birds are not very well equipped for pulling things.
Not really. They got beaks.
So it took them some while to work that one out. Meanwhile, Tortoise yells to his wife, "Mrs, put out all the soft stuff you can." But she misheard him, and she put out anvils, she put out coal buckets, she put out spiky pokers.
Was it a blacksmithing turtle?
Well, there was lots of metal work.
Yeah, alright.
And the birds pulled the feathers out, and the tortoise smashed down into all the bits. And he lay there, no shell.
Oh.
And the wife looked
spread out.
He always spread out. He looked terrible. "Oh, what am I going to do?" said the tortoise. "I'll die." Creator put all the shells back together, popped him in it. And that is why, when you look at a tortoise shell, there are all different lines on it.
Oh yeah, you get all your little patterns. Ah.
There you go.
Ah, that reminds me of another story about the creator
Mm.
and how the Micmac Indians of North America believe that the stars were created.
Go for it.
Well, one day, and this revolves around the man, the creator figure,
Mm-hmm.
he was out, the creator, and he was on a hill, on a nice mountain.
Mm-hmm.
And he was out all day, and he had a leather bag, like this one, a bit smaller,
Yeah.
and he was going around picking up all these little white flowers. I don't know why. I mean, creators do things because they do things, you know.
They want it.
Oh, yeah, you know. So, there he was, you know, all day and all morning, picking these nice and lovely white flowers. It kind of reminds me of a song from World War II, but that's another story.
Oh, right.
Yeah, Erica. And in the distance, the creator, he did not notice something, for there was the coyote spying on him and watching. And the coyote was a mischievous creature, indeed. And, well, what did the coyote think was in the bag? Did he think there was flowers, Egil, folks?
Could be food.
Food, yes. The coyote was very hungry. Rub your tummy, Egil. Like this. And he thought, there's nice food and meat in that bag. And if I get my hands and paws on that bag, I will have a mighty feast. So all day he watched and he spied on the creator as he went round and picked up these little white flowers from the ground, one by one, until it was getting dusk. And the coyote had a chance, for the creator left the bag on the ground and went off somewhere for a few minutes. I don't know why. Creators do these things. And the coyote, well, he got the bag in his teeth and he started to tear it and it started to fly left and right. The bag was flying And suddenly the bag split open.
Wow.
And all of these white flowers, well, they kind of flew out of the bag.
Wow.
But instead of landing on the ground, Egil,
No.
folks,
Yeah.
they went into the sky.
Ah.
And there they formed the stars. And that is how the Micmac, the Abenaki tribe, believe that the stars were created.
We learn something new every
Yes.
day.
2 bonus folk tales.
Wow,
Oh, yes. We really must put this out on a Thursday.
Yeah.
And, well, before we go, we always like to talk about something historical, don't we? A little bit of bonus information.
Go on then.
So let's talk about squirrels.
I love squirrels.
I love squirrels too.
Especially grey ones.
Well, grey ones, when were they introduced, Egil?
I think I may be wrong, but it's about sort of 1900.
Yes, it was in around about the 1860s,
Yeah.
1870s.
Was it from Canada or North America?
Yeah,
in general.
brought from America, Northern America, and put onto estates. And they thought this would be a good idea, but unfortunately, for the natural red squirrel, it was a disaster.
Yeah.
And I believe that there are around about 2.5 million grey squirrels in the UK, but only around about 10 to 20,000 red squirrels.
Apparently, even the greys are under pressure from black squirrels.
Well, I've not heard about black squirrels.
Yeah. Where they come from, I don't know.
No idea. I didn't look at that on the old Google.
Yeah, but that's what I heard, whether it's true or not.
Have you ever ate squirrel?
Never ate squirrel. I've seen a red squirrels. Cause
I've ate squirrel.
What's it like?
It's just like
Squirrel.
tough chicken, not bad actually.
Yeah. They say it's nice to eat.
A friend of mine, Robbo, I remember him catching some, and he used to put about 4 or 5 of them.
Off. And eventually, Mama Squirrel brought baby squirrels in
Oh,
and taught them as well. They're very intelligent
well, they are
creatures.
intelligent, yeah.
As well as tasting good, apparently.
Yeah. And in the Dark Age content, would they have been hunted and used as a food source?
I don't know. I know that there's Ratatosk, which was a squirrel that ran up and down Yggdrasil, spreading misinformation and rumours, which would lend itself to suggest that maybe, yeah, you could eat them.
Well, they were definitely hunted. I mean, I know for a fact that a hunter going out hunting squirrels all day would be on a very good raid, because fundamentally the only aspect of the squirrel you'll be using is the white bit of the fur.
Yeah.
And if you wanted to have a cloak and you wanted it lined with squirrel fur, well, you're going to need probably about 500 squirrels.
Well, I suppose nowadays we've got so much food and stuff that
Of course so.
we get a bit, how can we put it, particular. Oh, we can't eat this, but we will eat that, and we'll eat that, a lot of that. And in those days, you ate whatever you could get hold of.
Well, of course so, yes.
I know to a fact that they found a skull in York when I was a student that somebody had a go at eating. We know they didn't eat ravens or any other sort of
Carrion.
carrion birds because they were sacred.
Indeed.
But, I mean, if you're willing to have a go at a badger's skull, then I'm presuming whatever's there you'll eat.
Yeah, so there you go. A little bit of a chat on squirrels, and we do hope to see the red squirrel make a comeback in England. I do know where you have pine martens and grey squirrels. Grey squirrels tend to do very bad, and the red squirrel tends to take over and dominate. So what we need to do is plant a lot more pine and introduce pine martens.
Perhaps red squirrel doesn't taste as good as grey.
Well, I don't know. There was definitely some survey done and some research on one show.
They're a lot smaller as well, aren't they?
That is a BBC programme about squirrel. So I think it's time to say goodbye, because I'm not sure how long the battery will last. And so
Yeah, don't forget the battery.
Oh yes, I won't. You meant to remind me off camera.
right.
Goodbye, folks.
Okay, bye now.
Oh, what should they do, Egil?
Hashtag folktales.
Yes, and leave a comment as well.
Leave us a comment. We will get back to you eventually, but there are so many.
Are you on Reddit? Then please share it on Reddit.
All right.
Yes, it's one of the biggest sites for sharing things.
I think
Goodbye.
you say, oh, bye. There's a red flashing.
Well, the red flashing, Egil, is indicating that the camera is recording. But the red flashing above it indicating the battery's about to die.
All right.
So just pause and wave. Now we're going.
Right.